We've got merch. Finally, we've got merch.
We've been talking about doing this for ages and we finally made it happen. We've got our own online store at spreadnegativitypod.com. We're selling t-shirts with logos. We're selling queefs. Whatever you want, we've got it.
We're selling queefs in a jar if you want one. We've got beanies, mugs, phone cases, loads of stuff like that. So check it out. But if you do order something, and I cannot stress this enough, order one size up. I'm a large to extra large in most things. I've got a 2XL in this. Liam, you'll notice, doesn't even have a hoodie yet because they're still making his out of a bed sheet, right? Proper nightmare stuff.
Check us out, spreadnegativitypod.com. If there's anything that you want and you don't see, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. And we will get better at these adverts as time goes on.
I fucking hate you.
Do you feel like Kieran went against the rules that were set out at the start? I know who it is.
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
Someone said the other day, would you have played it differently? I was like, no, I won.
Hey up, lads. Want to know the worst moment of my life? Still feel bad, though. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Meryl, shut the fuck up, would you? Do you know what a teabag is?
I've never, considered before how it looks coming in here for the first time and seeing... Well, I'm probably just drawing attention to it, that I've got a picture of him.
I did see that, yeah.
And then he's now got a picture of me.
Oh, no, I didn't see that when I saw that one. I was like, I thought it was just left over from your old bedroom.
Pretty much.
I moved your picture, babe.
You think I've got a picture of me in my bedroom?
Well, do you know what? My brother is giving for Christmas everyone just a shit frame picture of him at graduation, and he's got one for himself.
Really? Yeah.
Brilliant.
I admire that,
What
to
a
be
dickhead.
honest. Okay.
It's a bit like Terry Crews in White Chicks, isn't it? Or just a big fucking picture of him.
Yeah.
Is it a tasteful graduation post? Are you proud of them?
No, he's got his leg off exactly like Terry Crews.
Yeah.
He's doing that exact pose.
And black. Weirdly.
We don't usually do introductions on the show, as we said to you before, but I do feel like we need to address the fact that you were on The Traitors.
Yeah.
Just for people who haven't seen it yet. If you've not seen it, pause this. Go watch it now on iPlayer.
Pause this and come back in 9 hours. After you fucking
Hopefully you're still interested in this podcast by then.
Yeah. It's quite a spoiler, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, I kind of, because I found out you were coming on the show and I hadn't yet seen it.
Okay.
So I thought, I'll be a good podcaster. I'll
Yeah.
do some research.
Yeah.
Googled your name. And you spoilt it for me.
Why did I spoil
Because your fucking
it?
profile says you're a
it
winner.
does, yeah.
So I was like, well, I know.
So do you know what? Someone else's message that today, and I was like, well, I'm sorry, but I've got careers to think about. You know that if you're watching a TV show, you shouldn't Instagram.
I know.
I
just thought I'd have a news.
No, I
and
know,
then,
yeah.
No, but-
It's in capitals as well, I think.
yeah, it is literally winner
Winner!
of. And then I mentioned it to someone. I was like, this is happening. I've Googled it and I'm sad I've had it spoiled for me. And they went, don't worry, she's not the only winner. Spoils it even more.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that on it.
Yeah.
One of 3 winners, yeah. It really takes away the shine,
Just
doesn't
the
it?
one
In brackets,
winner.
not the only
Yeah,
one.
me and Meryl and Aaron went out one night with my boyfriend, and he invited his friend and hadn't said that he was with all of us.
Okay.
And then he walked into the pub where we were all getting pissed, and he was like, "Oh, we're just with the winners of the trade." He's like, "You've just spoiled that in the most impressive way by having all of them at the pub."
Big dick energy.
Yeah.
I kind of hated it by the end. I'm going to be honest, because I binged it in such a way that because it had already gone past me. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had been talking about it, and Joe, and you just feel like you go on Twitter and you already feel like you're late to the game.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't be arsed.
I was just starting to see, I think it had finished and I was just starting to see it everywhere.
And then I thought, I'm just going to get into it. But because all of the episodes are readily available, like me and the missus, I got really sick.
Yeah.
And I was really poorly, so I had
Because of
nothing
the
else.
traitors.
Yeah, just because of the traitors. Yeah.
It's making me sick in my fucking
I heard
mouth.
John talk once, and that was it.
That was an opinion. That was an opinion.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Give it time. There'll be more of them.
Look at the name of the... Did you know the name before you come on?
Yes.
She Googled it. Fuck all. Nothing spoiled.
Yeah, winner of fuck all. So I was... All the episodes were already out by the time I got into it. So I was like, I thought I'll just watch them. And I got really poorly. So I was like, I'm just going to binge them all. And I did all, is it 9 episodes or something?
12.
I did all 12 in 2 days.
That's
and
a
then I went
lot.
and had a dream about the cast.
Yeah.
That's a lot of traitors
It's a lot,
to deal
man.
with.
But to the point where I was like, I'm just ready for it to be over now.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, man.
Because you want to know, it gets to the point where you're all getting picked off and whittled down. And then it gets to the point towards the end where you're like, I don't know if I can take this level of treachery.
Yeah.
It was sounding you were all a big group.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But as it starts getting whittled down, I did find it like, I just want to.
I know. Because also, you know who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like, is anyone going to fucking be good at this game at any point? And
it was weird. Like, have you watched The Mole on Netflix?
No.
So The Mole is something very similar, but the viewer plays along as well. We don't know who the mole is.
Right,
so I thought that was quite cool, but also it is fun watching, obviously I don't like to say some of them are your friends now, but I did enjoy watching, for example, The Magician. Tom, was he called? I did enjoy, like, knowing he was wrong, watching it from that point of view where you're just like, he's so convinced, and we're sat there going, he's a fucking loon. You know what I mean? Like,
so I think Tom's like, yeah, that was... I saw him last night, actually. Every time I see him, he's like, I just can't believe I went that hard. Yeah. But he was just like, I was so convinced. But then we were all so convinced at one point, we were all fucking wrong. So I get it, but he's like, he's so... Oh, sorry. He's so like... I don't know, he's just so sorry all the time. Bless him. He's like, I can't believe I did that. I'm really sorry. And I was like, no, it's all right. I said much worse things to your face.
You said, I think you actually quoted this line to me. You said one of the best lines when Tom was giving his like spiel. What was it? I can't quite remember.
You said something like, he started to suspect you or something, and he just went, well, I hope you do vote me out because I don't have to listen to you then. And I was like, okay, this is fun. I like this show. This is a bit of...
Because when the show started, you were like, you weren't so much featured.
Yeah.
In the footage, you kind of like in the background, maybe because you play such a bigger part towards the end, you would just kind of keep you like off the radar or whatever. And then when you started getting sort of more screen time, you were dropping you dropped my favourite line of the whole show. It was a moment where I felt like connected to you, like you were my spirit animal, because it was that fucking challenge where you all had to lug those barrels.
And Wilf said something like, wasn't that amazing? I was like, no, was it fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. No, it was fucking
Need to get out more, pal.
Yeah.
The line you
Amazing.
You've had a doner kebab. That's amazing. What you on about?
It zoomed in on you and you said, where the fuck are all these endorphins everyone's banging on about?
Well, I couldn't fucking feel what I was like. I'm knackered, I'm tired, I want a beer, I want to go to bed. This does not feel good at all. It was horrible. That was the worst challenge ever. It was vile.
Yeah.
Vile.
I found the whole concept of the show, I thought it was interesting, but I did enjoy like how much everyone sort of missed the mark. Because I waited, obviously I didn't want to find out too much, so I waited to go on Twitter. And then after you do that typical, as soon as it's over, you type in everyone's name and then the title of the show.
Yeah.
And there was so many that were just like, oh, I'm so glad Wilf lost.
Yeah.
He's such a liar. He's like, you've literally missed
the
entire point of the show.
Yeah.
Right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, what was he going to do?
I know, yeah. He wasn't going to be like, guys.
I know.
I'm sure you do you know, I went on Twitter once and did you say anything about me? But someone was like, well, she's a comedian. I can't tell. And I was like, the pain.
Deep
but
cuts.
to be fair, I was like, it's not a funny show.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
said
like,
the exact same thing
you
to
give
my
them a
missus
chance.
because I did see some of those things. Like some people's, I mean, people. You could say that about the acts that go on Live at the Apollo. You go on Twitter and everyone's like, "Oh, this Live at the Apollo's not what it used to be because they're not racist anymore."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but like.
Racist,
It's not a
sexist,
show-
ageist, genderist. There's none of that allowed.
And that's just Liam.
Yeah.
That's just Liam. But like, it's not a show where you can be hilarious at any point. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's obviously, like you say, there's little points where you've had lines where you can be really funny.
Yeah.
But you've got there's 12 episodes. There's 20 characters. You probably had about 45 minutes of screen time tops.
Yeah.
And that's. A lot of that's fucking, the tension at the end. So, I mean, people expecting you to be hilarious. It's like, wasn't there a nurse in there? Didn't he operate on anyone?
Yeah,
It's not quite
exactly.
It's not the show. Like, he didn't do a magic trick, did he?
No. That was the thing.
Made himself disappear.
We
You
had
know what I mean?
I wouldn't like that now, but I would have liked it at the time. But also, like, we had 16 out. We had like, I can't say that. We had, obviously, there's so much that isn't shown, but that's part of the thing.
TV,
Same with anything though, isn't it? And it's all edited in such a way. Obviously, Love Island's back at the minute, and it's. I mean, we're very quickly becoming every other podcast ever. But like when Love Island's on,
well,
like,
I hate it. So.
You see, I do. I'm not watching it, but like you see, fucking 40 minutes of their 24-hour day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't really judge.
No,
the
but
people
I also didn't want to be like. Look, I'm a comedian. I'm performing every Friday because that's the most annoying character in the whole of any fucking show. Is when someo's trying desperately.
Like you're a
to be
clown.
funny.
Like everyone's saying he's the tension. You just come.
I was like, all I've done today is cry. No, I don't want to make any fucking jokes. My friends had betrayed me left, right, and centre. Don't know who to trust. Meryl's not got a fucking clue. She's asking me what I'm not in the mood to be fucking funny. Shit, I'm not going to go around telling you knock-knock jokes after that.
That sounds like my Tuesday. I'm not going to lie. Betrayed by my friends, fucking crying all day. I've got somebody in my life that doesn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was like. I just don't know what to do anymore.
Because obviously to you, the people that you spent like a fair bit of time with,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? They're friends, but to us they're just characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I know that you were very close with Meryl, but I did want to talk about. It's mad that you mentioned that because I've never seen someone in a game show.
Yeah.
Not like so confused for the entirety of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
A catchphrase was "I don't know."
Yeah. It was every morning was like, "Fuck, are we doing?"
I admire that though. That's kind of us for this podcast. True. Like we just turn up and just go, right, so we put the cameras on. You know what I mean? Like, just no.
I said to it,
at least try and black it. Well, she did that one time, didn't she? And then one of them didn't walk in because they'd just been murdered.
Yeah. I know it is. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone that came in, it's fine. Faith's been murdered. It's not fair.
I saw one tweet that absolutely killed me, and it was like, I bet you Wilf at the end could have convinced Meryl that she was a traitor. It fucking killed me. Because you really could.
Yeah, 100, yeah, absolutely. I said to her the other day, I was like, you know what, Meryl, I was considering after we got rid of Wilf, just getting rid of you. And I didn't think you were a traitor, but I just thought me and Aaron could have 50 grand each. And she was like, I was like, no, but it could have happened. And she went and she was like, I can't believe you did. I was like, I didn't do it, but I was thinking about it. It was a possibility.
She'd have been the perfect. No one would have believed it was her.
No. I don't think anyone really believed it was Meryl at all.
Yeah.
Talking about that sort of last episode and obviously how you've probably been asked this loud, so I do apologise if we have given you the hacky questions. But like, do you feel like Kieran went against the rules that were set out at the start? Because that was the big beef that everyone had. There was a lot of people going, "Oh, I'm so glad that Wilf was found out," but then also people going, "I mean, that should never have happened."
Well, he was allowed.
It was in an impossible position.
The only thing you're not supposed to do is tell anyone else that you're a traitor or your fellow traitors, but you're allowed your comment and you're allowed your vote. So, yeah. But then I did kind of when he did that, I was kind of like, "Is it you?" And then I was still like, "No, I think Kieran's just." Because Kieran could not play the traitor. He was terrible at it. Yeah. He's too pure. Kieran is just too nice. And he
didn't
is
have much
genuinely.
of a go at it either, did he?
No, but he didn't have chance. And it's a bit of a shame, really, because he got thrown into every single shit situation. He got booted outright immediately. Yeah. Then he got bought. Yeah.
That was the moment for me where I was like, because I'm not a big reality TV show guy, and I saw that and I was like, I'm in. You know,
bringing him back was genius, I thought.
Yeah, it was. But like, he got brought back as faithful and then immediately was made a traitor. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, can he be anyone?
Just starting to feel comfortable. He's like friendly with everyone.
But I thought that he was annoyed that Wilf went against him. Yeah. So I thought he was just mad and pissed off and wanted to send us in a different direction because I was so convinced it wasn't Wilf. And then it wasn't, to be fair, if that hadn't have happened, then the conversation in the bar wouldn't have happened and Wilf wouldn't have given me the ultimatum. But it was the ultimatum that I was like,
it's that one made
oh, it's you. It is. Because before I was like, I can't get rid of him and be a face, so I'm just going to have to risk it. Yeah. And end the game because I can't watch my best mate walk away with nothing.
You just slid him a tenner.
Yeah, I've bought him a couple of beers. One or two.
Bought him a kebab. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. And this better than fucking barrels, dickhead.
I did feel for him though, because I do feel like he was put in an impossible position, and there was loads of little comments, like having to bring Kieran on in the first place, regardless of how that went. I don't think that was ever, because I think Claudia said something right before going, "Oh, you have to decide whether there's only one," and that for me would plant the seed like, well, there's two. Yeah. Because why else would she say that?
Yeah.
So I just think like, obviously, like you said, he's allowed the comment at the end where, you know, he gets to go, parting gift or whatever. But what was she called? The one that was, she was adorable. Like, wouldn't say boo to a goose. Nobody was actually, like
Maddie. Was it Maddie?
No, the one that was actually a traitor. Alyssa. Yeah, of course it was. It feels like
wouldn't say boo to a goose.
Yeah,
she was cutthroat though. Like,
yeah, for sure. But she played the part of that. You know, how could it possibly be her? You know what I mean? But like, she could have done that.
Yeah.
She could have been like quite vague, if you like, and sort of pointed the fingers.
As she went off, she said, I noticed it anyway. She said something along the lines of, "I've been given a poison chalice," which to me says, I've been betrayed. You know, like.
See, the problem I've got is I don't know what chalice means. So
it's a cup. It's a cup that's got like poisoned around it, so that anyone who drinks out of it is.
It's like it's an act of treachery.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So for me, chalice is a scally girl I went to school with. So I don't know. Like that meant nothing to me. I thought she was just chatting on.
Yeah. The thing is, everyone's allowed to be a bit like, ooh, and a bit mysterious. And that kind of does add to the game, because then you're questioning, like, well, who do you trust out of these two people?
Yeah.
Because, like, to be fair, if you're questioning that, then you'd question that Wilf's going, I think it's Alyssa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a similar kind of thing. So, he's definitely within his rights to do it. But
right.
yeah, Wilf did a fucking brilliant job. Wilf was so good.
I was gutted through at the end. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like,
I even felt sad for him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's not your... And I was so desperate to be a
Make
traitor.
no mistake, he's a fucking
Really?
snake. I hope he watches this. The guy is a bell. Do you know what I mean? He's such a snake, but I
he's
loved him
brilliant.
for it. He's the exact sort of
He's so
person you
good.
need on that sort of team. Because imagine, like, everyone goes on Twitter and they're like, this guy's a bit of a snake and a knobhead. But it's like, what would the show be without him? It's just 12 mates just having a beer, and that's fucking boring when you're part of it, let alone watching it from the outside. So,
do you know what though? Ironically, he is the best guy. We are all genuinely good friends. Been on all day together. We're going away on Friday to like a weekend away. We're going Bath.
Oh, so
Bath.
We're going Bath.
Very.
Someone's not slashing the traitor's money, is she?
No, it's free.
Oh, is it? Very nice.
Yeah, I don't want to spend it.
Hey, can we come?
But like he's a really nice guy and do anything for anyone. But I think that was kind of part of the traitor's appeal, because I was desperate to be a traitor. I wanted to be a traitor so bad.
Yeah, I was going to ask if he brought you on. Or if, like, obviously with Alex, they asked her, she said that. Would you have said yes, do you reckon?
Yeah, I would have had to. Couldn't have been murdered. Couldn't be like,
she didn't
no,
know at that
sorry,
point, though, did she?
I'm too good for that. I'd have been like, yeah, 100%, I'm coming in.
What about at the end when he asked Kieran? Obviously, his logic
that's
was...
what I meant, yeah.
Did you feel a bit like, yeah, fucker, when you found out about that?
I was a bit more annoyed that he asked Kieran, rather than actually betray. I was like, oh, I should have asked
I think his logic was that he needed to be a man, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because a couple of women.
But I don't think I ever would have recovered from taking money from Aaron and Meryl.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have wanted to split 100 grand. Like, none of it's a huge amount of money. None of it's enough money to go, I'm retiring. Yeah. I mean, it can help you, but like 33 grand would have helped. I wasn't interested in like 100 or 50. I was like, 33 grand is enough to be like, that will sort me out. That'll help me career. That'll help me set myself up. It's perfect. So I didn't really care about the 50. I didn't care about taking money from Meryl and Aaron. And I would have felt absolutely awful if I'd done it at the end. Yeah. But I did want that opportunity to play the game.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that in real life. Or you don't want to do it in real life. You don't want to, like...
You just can't.
You want to, you just can't, yeah. And you can't do it guilt-free, ever.
Yeah.
But if someone's like, this is your chance to go and be a massive twat, I'd be like, yes, please. I am all
glee
in.
On your face.
Yeah, I know. I get all over. Do you know, when Claudia was like, I think next season we do same cast, different traitors, I was like, yes, I'm in.
I was going to say that. I think that would be cool. Like, to do the exact same cast, but because there's always that element of like, okay, it's different traitors, but is it? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe there'll be like a Children in Need episode or something.
A little special.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
I was quite glad that Aaron won it. Like I said, I felt guilty for Will.
Yeah.
But I was quite glad that Aaron got it. Like,
I feel snaky saying it, but I was rooting for him. Yeah.
No, absolutely, because he played such a good game and he did deserve it.
I felt like as the show went on and on and on, I felt like his situation people will just judge it on face value, got more and more desperate.
Yeah.
Like, you got to put yourself in issues where he's thinking, you know what you said about steal. He knows that if he wins, he's stealing it from you. But he's like, I've got this far. If I quit or throw in the towel or tell, it's all been for nothing. So I've just got to. So do you know that at the end when he was like saying he was relieved that he's won?
I thought that was bollocks.
Do you think that was genuine?
Genuinely.
He was sat there in the other one going, I'll never speak to you again. And then he's like, I'm buzzing, actually.
When he's like, I could get my hands on 100 grand. And he's got a family. He's got like, you know, he's got actual responsibilities. I haven't got any responsibilities other than just like,
go on, rub it in.
Being a little. All for me. No school uniforms to buy. Just beer and kebabs. That's it. Brilliant.
Hey, have you never been on Shein? Great school uniforms on there.
Good point, actually. Not for me. They're all for me. No, I think when when you must be there faced with, from like the past couple of days, you probably thought, this is in the bag. I've nailed this. I've got 100 grand. And in your head, you're like, that takes away the problems. This takes away this, takes away that, takes away the other. And no matter how all right and fine your life is, you can still be like, oh, imagine what I can do with that. But I think when he realised he'd lost, I think he was like, fine. Like, okay, now it's done.
Yeah. Because there's nothing worse. Like, I've right, it's not the same thing. But I've been watching a lot of Golden Balls reruns on YouTube.
Yeah. You know what? No, with that level of treachery, I think it's up there.
It is,
But there's nothing worse than when some gimp's got 2 killers on the front row and they're like screaming, and you're like, "It's done, bro. Just get your dignity in some way." Do you know what I mean? Like when you sat around the table and there's 16 of the 18 people going, "I think it's you." It's probably, at this point, just go out with your red LTI. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think he, once he knew, because even when we were going around being like, okay, we vote for Wilf, and he was like, it's not me, and I was like, oh fuck, it's not you, and I've just got rid of you, and then when he said that he was, and I was like, I can't believe this is fucking happening. But you could see in his face he was relieved.
Yeah.
Because he also then didn't have to he was in his head, he was like, how much shit am I going to get off this as well? And like, you know, the show gives you opportunities as well. It gives you a lot of different ways that you can change your life again.
Yeah.
Like 33 grand isn't, it's like a yearly salary maybe, a good yearly salary in some places, like
4 yearly salary for me.
It's so good, actually.
London part-time job.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not. It's when you think like how you're going to come across later on and how are people going to perceive you, and is it better just to have a happy ending for everyone and then kind of?
They did massages as well.
Huh?
They did massages as well. That's cool, isn't it? We didn't see those.
They bring out the table. Adam goes first.
Yeah, that's production. I can't talk about that. Actually. Was in the budget, but it's
there's a lot of talk about like maybe doing a celebrity version. I know they did one in America.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Have you?
I've not watched it, no, because I think it's...
Is that Celebrities, the American one they've just dropped?
Yeah, it's half celebrities and half not celebrities.
I think that's the quickest way to kill a great show.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because I think the thing that was so synonymous with everybody, obviously not everyone in there, some people were quite well off, but the vast majority was Hannah, Wilf, Aaron, who desperately needed the money. And that's why you get reactions like what Wilf had. When you just put fucking a Z-list influencer who makes $3,000 on a social post, they're not bothered. They just want to protect how they look, whereas Wilf's willing to fucking die for this $100,000.
Or they just want to like make good TV. You can tell that it's a show. You can tell that it's like...
Constantly pouting.
And that's
showing
fine. And that's fine, but it doesn't kind of evoke the same reactions.
No, not at all.
And it doesn't. And also, I think ours was just so based on emotion and loads of friendships as well. It was quite nice, and there was an element of like, oh, that's quite sweet. And then they're going to vote everyone. They're going to vote each other out in a minute. They're out like, I think it's show you dickhead. And like a few hours later, they're like, oh, isn't this great? Oh, we're having a good time rolling these fucking barrels uphill.
So Maddie was chatting her theories and that. How exhausting was it in real life? So when she like mentioned, because she was right, but for the completely wrong reasons.
Also, I said to her the other day because she was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, but you didn't guess Amanda, Alyssa, or Kieran.
Does she still think? I told you.
She's like, joking. She does joke about it. But I was like, Maddie, 1 out of 4 is bad. But she kind of, I think she was part of the reason why I was so convinced it was him, because she was talking about Aaron, and then I was like, it's not Aaron. And then I was like, so it's not going to be Wilf. And then when Wilf got rid of Alyssa, that was when I was convinced Wilf was fine. So then after that, I was just like, I can't listen to Maddie's theories anymore.
Yeah.
But after the first few episodes, I was like, why should I be so arsed about getting a traitor out? Because all I need to do is make sure I stay in. And if you start throwing your theories around, and if you're right, you're just going to get murdered.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get kept in and murdered later on. Or people are going to banish you at the round table.
That's
so
clever.
stay middle. Because I was like, I can't, and I'm fucking loud.
You were pretty much leading the table.
But you have to like be, but like I never really, except for Nikki, I did think it was Nikki at first.
Though, yeah.
I never really did say, it's you, it's definitely you, it's definitely. I didn't think it was Wilf, to be fair. I didn't. But I was never asked about getting someone out because I was like, because the control was taken away from you anytime anyone got murdered. You're like, I could come in tomorrow. Like the first day, I was like, if I go in tomorrow and get murdered, I've come here and done all this for fucking nothing. Like, absolutely nothing.
How you doing, Kieran? You all right, pal?
know, and I was like, I'm not getting last 2 fucking minutes in this castle at all. And then every day you were just like, oh, just one more day. I just want one more day because it was fun. And you're like, just one more day. And then the money doesn't really enter your head because you've got more chance of winning the lottery than you have winning the money.
So unattainable until you're in.
Until you're in like until it was the last day. I was like, we can actually fucking win this if we want to. We can, and that had never happened before.
Yeah, I was like that when I went on the chase, and then I took the lower offer.
Did you go on the chase?
Yeah, I took the lower offer.
How much was it? Did you win?
It was £1,000, the lower offer. No,
How was it?
You took the lower
Did you get back?
You're not the same.
I got back, yeah. That's what I got
yeah.
back.
That's it. Think of yourself. Let someone else go for the bigger one.
You're not the only TV celebrity on this podcast. The most heart-wrenching scene on that show, I want to get your opinion on it, and I don't know whether we've talked about it before, was when Aaron was put on trial dead early on, and he started getting really emotional and like panic attacky, which did make him look kind of guilty.
Can I just say, by the way, if you watch episode 1 and then you get a spoiler that Aaron won, what the fuck happened in the mid? He was such an underdog. I thought he was gone the next day.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
But like you say, obviously the panic attack that he clearly had,
but the way that guy, what's his name, John?
That's John. Yeah. He's the one I've got beef with.
Do you know what? And when I watched it, I was like, oh, it doesn't look good, does it? But because of the emotion, and I don't think John has handled it well. Like, he didn't handle being in there well. It did really get to him, and I know I keep saying it, but he is genuinely a really nice bloke.
That's the thing.
Everyone's dead nice. That was the thing about it, is no one was a villain, no one was cast as a dickhead.
Yeah,
everybody was a nice person. So that's what made it more interesting, because it was like, what happens when you put a bunch of nice people together
in this situation?
Because if someone's a dickhead, they're going to be a dickhead, and that's no news to anybody. But if people are like making friends, and then you start seeing a different side, like when I saw John do that on TV, I was like, was that what it was like? But I know he didn't do it on purpose. It just
that was the thing that got me a bit though. Like,
obviously
you're saying that he struggled in there as well. It was just like, it was as if there was a complete disregard for Aaron clearly struggling, and it was just, it sort of came, like I say, obviously you're saying he's a really nice guy. I'm sure he is, because like I say, 12 episodes, we see 40 minutes of someone's character.
Sorry.
But like, obviously he just seems so like he just didn't understand any social cues clearly, and obviously there was a guy clearly having a panic attack, and just it's kind of just took the piss out of him, and then next day did his best Piers Morgan impression and stormed out, and I was like, come on, man.
I know it just changes from 1 minute to the next how you feel, and also how annoyed you get. Like, I was so mad at Tom when he said that, when he did that in the round table in that episode 4. I was like, I fucking hate you. Like, I hated
just
him
the high
so
stress
I couldn't even look at him. But then the next day, after that had all calmed down and we were doing another challenge, I really enjoyed his company, and I enjoyed Alex's company. I enjoyed us all being together, and your emotions just flip from one thing to the next. And I thought I dealt with it all right, because I was never like, until Tom started saying it's definitely you and Ivan. And then when he got rid of Ivan, I was like, I don't know if it's Ivan. If Ivan stands up there now and says he's a traitor, I'm fucked. So I was like, I didn't want to go, and the only way I knew how to defend myself was to go like, fuck you! And I was like, I don't know how else to do it. And then I was like, everyone fucking vote for me, I don't like it. And then Andrea went, well, I'm voting for Hannah because she told me to. And I was like, Andrea, that was not the point. The point was for you to not vote for me.
You channeled the point of the viewer then, I think, at that moment, though. That's why it was like, it did hit hard, and you were like, fuck off.
But that's it changes all the time. And Aaron and John got on as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was so the way they do the edit and the scenes they choose to show you before that like kick-off. They showed just footage of Aaron just genuinely showing an interest in him and his life, which made John suspicious. Which, you get it, the show.
It's such a high-stress situation. You're just suspicious of everything.
That's what made it so much more heartbreaking,
but then when
he was being nice.
When you watch it, you're like, but if Aaron was asking all those questions because he was interrogating, it's because he's trying to figure out if you're a traitor, which means he's faithful. Do you know what I mean? But you forget, all that rationale goes out the window when you're in there, because you're just like, you're also worried about staying in. You're like, I need to stay. I need to look after myself, and I need to try and find out who it is so I can either gameplay and get close to him, or so I can try and get him out if that's what you want to do. But there's so many things that you have to think about. It's an absolute, it's mad.
Yes, for sure.
But fun.
Yeah, and obviously just the way things are, like within an edit, like you can look at, obviously bringing back Love Island up again, but like you can see so much video footage from that of me and Liam having an argument or having a chat, and then you roll your eyes at me And it's like, oh, he's clearly a knobhead. But then when you actually watch it, it's like, hang on, a frame ago he didn't have shoes on and now he does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's clearly, he's rolled his eyes at something else that happened 7 hours later, but they've gone, oh, just put that there.
Do you know
Looks
what,
like it's like how much of it is actually directed at that
tell we edit our own clips, can't you?
Yeah.
You stare
Do you
at
know
the all the time.
what I will say about it is that the edit and everything else about it is exactly how it was. I don't think there's anything in there that wasn't like, you weren't like, hang on, that didn't. I was like, that was exactly how it happened. It's just that because you're kind of editing yourself because you change your mind so often that it. But I have to say that they did. It was exactly how it looked.
Yeah.
So was there anyone on the show that you were absolutely convinced was a traitor until they were fucked off?
I think because it was the first banishment, and you don't know these people before you go into it really. So you're not like, oh well, normally they behave like this, so they've changed their behaviours. I just had a vibe from Nikki that it was her, and I just thought, and I also thought I was a really good judge of character. So I was like, turns out not so much. But I was just like, yeah, I'm getting a vibe. So, and then I don't know, I just felt it was her, and then because I was like, and I actually thought to myself, I fucked up because Nikki's going to stand up there and say she's a traitor. Then the traitor's going to murder me. Yeah. Because I've got one out and maybe think I'm too good at the game. And then
I'm so fucking good at this.
they're just going to vote me out because I'm too good. I'm going to get every single one. I was going to be like, I'm sorting it out.
That's what it's like living in my head. You don't like me because I'm too sexy. That's what it is. Like the only reason you don't want me near your boyfriend is because I'll take him. You know what I mean?
People do say I'm overconfident. That's probably what it is. It was like somebody said, was it cringe watching yourself on TV? And I was like, I want to say yes, but a lot of the time I was like, God, I look so good. What an attractive young woman. I was like, just rewind that.
And then you watch the barrel episode and you're like, fuck me.
Yeah, that was bad. I was like, oh, no, it's not an accurate representation of what I look like, actually.
Just sort of one final question. Are you done with your questions about it?
Yeah.
Just one final question about the traitors. Is Claudia Winkleman's hair that nice in person?
It is. She's gorgeous. And she's so charismatic. I've got a bit of a crush on her, I think. But she's so lovely and like charming and
even when she's being a dickhead. She was like trying to be a low-key dickhead on that show. And I was still like...
She couldn't in the end. She got too into it.
Did she?
She got really into it. Yeah, she was like, I can't cope with this anymore.
She was showing excitement during challenges, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, yeah. And even during the round table, she was like...
That's good though. Like, obviously, like I said, I keep referencing fucking things that's nothing like the show you've been on. But like, there's nothing better.
Like Shrek the musical.
Yeah.
I just go to Shrek the musical. I play the sexy one.
But it's going to sound so fucking ridiculous, but I'm a huge UFC fan, and there's nothing better than when you're watching that and the commentators are really into it.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're so used to seeing. Like the Laura Whitmores of the world, just fucking expressionless and not really. Yeah, someone's heart's breaking, but fuck it, I'm getting 20 grand an episode.
They just turn up
you're just
and
not
do
bothered. Whereas, like you say, when you can see that they're actually like on the round table, she's in the corner going, "I know who it is."
Yeah,
and you're a fucking idiot. You can sort of see the smirk on her face.
I know, and she said she had to try so hard to just keep a straight face because she was just like, I know exactly what it is, and if they figure out from me, that's it. We're all fucked. And I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, what if you got them all out for it? I suppose they just keep adding more, like they keep picking different ones.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. That's why I said there's no point in trying to get a traitor out because it's not going to be 3 episodes in. We get rid of all the traitors and then it's nice, happy time for another 9 episodes. They're just going to keep recruiting more and more and more. And there's just no need till you get to the end.
So you do almost need to sort of have an idea of who it is and then... hold on to it and then get rid of him at the end. Because otherwise, if I get Liam out and they just recruit you, but I've never been suspicious of you, and now the game starts again. And you're like,
exactly. But then what if you're holding on to it and you get murdered? It's just like a...
Yeah.
And like I was telling you how to play the game you've just played.
Mansplaining
the traitors to you. You see, if you...
good idea. Yeah, great.
The idea
not only played, but won.
Every podcast ever.
2 white straight males.
Don't know if you know, but I fucking won it, yeah. Someone said the other day, would you have played it differently? I was like, no, I won. Why would I have played it? No, not at all. Would have done everything exactly the same.
Do some features?
Hit me.
Features?
Yeah.
Happy with that? Okay, so it's just some things that listeners have sent in. If you do want to send anything in, spreadnegativitypod@gmail.com. We'd appreciate it. So we tend to ask people like what the worst moment of their life is, because we're all about the positive vibes.
Okay, yeah.
Worst thing they've ever done to somebody, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And this one's from Chloe Foster. So she says, "Hey up lads, want to know the worst moment of my life? A few years back, I was seeing this boy. We matched on Tinder and we went on a few dates. Everything was going good. I really liked him and he really liked me. One day we're chilling out at his. He had a hamster. I thought it was weird given he was 22, but who am I to judge?
No, you should judge. That's bad.
Hamsters are sound, though. I got one in lockdown.
I can see someone that's got a hamster.
I had one in lockdown.
And then good for him.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't, honestly. The listeners have already heard the story, but fuck me, that
Can't
hamster...
even take him out for a
No,
walk
I meant the
during
lockdown, not the hamster. The lockdown wasn't good for you.
No.
Which led to poor decisions.
I thought it was weird given he was 22, but who am I to judge? It was actually a pretty sick hamster. There you go, see?
Oh,
We were playing with it and he gets up to go to the toilet. While he's gone, I feed the hamster one of my Maltesers.
Oh, no.
Hamster loved it, everything was good. Fast forward 12 hours, I'm at home and he messaged me to tell me that he has found the hamster dead in its cage.
100%.
He was devastated. He had it for 3 years and it was his little pal. Now, there's every chance this hamster died of old age, as 3 years is about right. However, the hamster was full of life until I fed it chocolate. I googled, can hamsters eat chocolate? And spoiler alert, no, they can't. I thought, I don't tell him what happened. I replied being like, oh, no way, that's mad, knowing it was more than likely dead because of me. He chalked it up to old age and we moved on. Things didn't work out after that and we kind of drifted apart. If I'm being honest, I kind of got the ick watching a grown man cry over a hamster and ghosted him. Still feel bad though. Rest in peace, Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Well, there's not that many grown men who have hamsters called Jimmy, so he's now found that out. There's no chance it was old age. It was definitely
Chocolate.
you.
Yeah, and also to fucking bin him off because he cried over a hamster you killed. You fucking sadistic.
I get that.
Yeah, I do too.
I
How
get
can
that.
you view someone sexually?
Yeah, once there's a nick.
Yeah.
And yeah, but also he's crying because you killed his pet.
Yeah, but he didn't know
But it's
she
not a
killed
dog.
it.
There's levels to it. It's not a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
It's a hamster, mate.
Right, but I'm not allowed to push you down the stairs and then go, fucking hell, he's a gimp with a broken arm. That's not how it works. You've killed his pet and now he's sad. You can't then be like, oh, what a boring twat he is. Like, what are you on about? What are you talking about? That's on her. No. She's horrible.
She's trying.
Thanks for listening.
She's trying to blend
Thanks
it. She's trying to blend it. Been there before.
Oh gosh.
Have you killed a hamster?
Yeah, I've told you this before. I'm sure I've spoken about it on the pod. My next door neighbours.
Oh, R.I.P. Chippy.
No, this is something else. Yeah,
Another hamster.
Next. Yeah, there's a few stories.
It's becoming quite a theme now.
Yeah.
Next door neighbours were younger girls, and they had a pet hamster who
of course
died.
Tell me this.
They knocked round, like saying, you know about animals and stuff, which is a weird reputation to have in the neighbourhood.
Yeah, it makes
You're
you sound
related
like
to a
you're
few.
a serial killer in training.
And they were like, can you just have a look and see if it's okay? And I go round. And
I
the
think you need
hamster-
qualifications.
Yeah, I do too, to be fair.
But you still agreed. Yeah, I'll come. Let me just get my little stethoscope over around his neck.
Like that, it's dead as fuck.
The tiniest defibrillators ever. Clear.
Matchsticks. So like I go round and it's stiff as fuck. Rigor mortis had set in, so I'm like dead as fuck. Let's say I'll help you bury it. So we're in the backyard, dig it up, but dig up some mud, whatever, bury it, put it down anyway. Later found out that hamster's going to hibernation, which sort of simulates death. And we buried their pet hamster alive. It was like the right season and everything where it had gone into hibernation.
Oh, so it definitely was hibernation.
Well, I'll never know because it was like in the ground.
Let's go take it up now.
Nah, Liam put it in a rap years ago.
I know. Those neighbours have left long ago, so I just knock around. I know you don't know me and I don't live next door anymore, but
I think there might be a live hamster and you go on.
It's just scratching like, oh, you open the box and it is dead.
Like The Undertaker.
Oh, no.
Just hand through the top of the box.
Let's say it was dead. That's much nicer.
Yeah, I do harbour guilt for that.
Yeah, I don't think that it will have been like in hibernation. Apparently you can really tell the difference and they will start to stir and stuff, because I did look into it when mine died.
Yeah, but he really is not qualified.
I like Hannah said, I'm not qualified, and I honestly barely looked. I didn't want to be touching dead stuff. I looked, I poked, it's dead. Fuck it, let's dig up the... I wanted to be a hero. Yeah, I'll help you. I don't want to get.
It's just a bit concerning how ready you were to help.
Yeah, I had the shovel.
And also,
all around just in case.
don't worry, I'll help you girls. Then he's like this. Like, how big's this fucking hamster?
Fucking
You could have probably done it with a spoon.
Built a mud castle on top of it. Did the service.
Giving it the lucky tap on the top.
But yeah, fuck hamsters.
Yeah.
Could have been a coincidence, you never know.
Could have been.
Oh, and don't hamsters eat each other, or is that? Is that guinea pigs?
Yeah, they do eat each other.
Yeah, because my sister had 2, and she went in one day. It was obviously the most traumatic things ever happened, and one of them had beheaded the other one.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, just ate them. Yeah.
Fuck hamsters.
This house isn't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah.
My mate had a pair of gerbils called Bilbo and Frodo. Bilbo ate Frodo's cock off. Yeah, cock.
I would have wanted to see that trilogy.
It's probably more interesting.
It's a category on Pornhub.
I don't believe that it was the hamster. I reckon your mate got a bit devilish with the hamster. Like, I don't think if I'm a hamster and I want to eat my pal, I'm not starting with its fucking man meat. Do you know what I mean?
No,
anyway.
definitely not.
What would you have done though? Would you have told?
No, don't fuck. No.
Or would you just let him believe it's old age?
I would have let him believe it's old age.
Deny.
Sure, it's kinder.
Deny till you believe it yourself.
Yeah,
That's what I've done.
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's my.
Spoke like a true traitor.
Well, it's dead anyway. What's the point in you being sad with you?
There's no point. But that does not apply to humans. Everyone,
on paper,
don't kill. Is that a nice lesson?
On purpose. If it's accidental, figure out.
I mean, still don't try to accidentally kill. I mean, that's the message.
Don't kill anyone. Don't kill. Don't kill.
That's a bit of foreshadowing before you set tonight. But do bomb.
There's every chance.
Yeah. Well, Stockport, isn't it? They don't like anything here.
They're really looking forward to it.
Fuck it up.
Can't wait.
Should we do another one?
Yeah.
This one wasn't sent in by a listener. This one was, I found this on Reddit because we're incels and we spend a lot of time on Reddit. So if I see something that
I spend a lot of time on Reddit.
Yeah.
I do a ghost podcast, so we find a lot of ghost stories there. It's called Ghost Hunts. We tell ghost stories and then try and contact the dead.
All right.
At the end of every episode.
Ouija board?
Yeah, we've done a Ouija board and it did actually go it was really terrifying. Every other time we've tried.
During the traitors, eh?
Huh?
If only you had that during the traitors.
I know, yeah.
The traitor. Maddie had just been pushing it along your fucking will.
So that's Ghost Huns Pod, is it?
Yeah.
Ghost Huns.
Yeah, Ghost Huns.
Who'd you do it with?
Susie Priest.
Susie Priest.
She's a comedian in London. But yeah, we have not yet successfully contacted the dead, but we're still hoping.
Yeah. Sick. Creepy.
Sick. Yeah. You're not familiar with Barry Dodds, are you?
No.
He's a comedian from, where the fuck's he from?
North
He's
East,
Geordie,
I think.
Yeah. Lovely guy, but genuinely does loads of ghost hunts. Like, have you heard of Have a Word?
Yes.
Yes, of course you have. He's done loads of Patreon specials where they go ghost hunting. He had a podcast with Ray Peacock called The Parapod. It was massive, monumentally big. Like, they made it into a movie and everything. Like, he'd be a great guest if he's ever giving it. Oh my God,
I'd love to go on a ghost hunt.
Yeah, he's fucking great. Like, he took the lads that Have a Word to like Pontefract and stuff, and like they spent
just walking the streets. That's a fucking haunted place. Smells of Haribo and the dead walk.
No, there's like a movie based in there or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, and then they stayed overnight in like I think it was Chillingham Castle or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
See, I'm a skeptic. I don't believe me.
No,
I don't, but I want it to be true.
It's so interesting listening to Barry. He's like so passionate about it, and like I did love the Parapod. Like, it's essentially the concept. We're talking about other fucking podcasts on this one, but essentially the concept is like. You've got the skeptic and you've got the believer, and you two just argue. It makes for great fucking content.
That
you know
is
what I mean?
good, yeah.
But am I fuck staying anywhere haunted? Even though I don't believe,
case,
I'm not leaving it to chance. Am I fuck going anywhere haunted? Well, I'd go in, but I'm not fucking sleeping.
Yeah, if he's ever, just reach out to him. And
I will too. Yeah,
if he's ever down south, and then get him to do yours. He'd probably fucking buzz off it. To be fair. Anyway, let's have a look. So this one says, today I fucked up being too vulnerable during sex. Last night, I, 19 male, was having sex with my friend, 22 female. See how he's put the friend on there? Having sex with my friend. There you go.
Non-exclusive relationship.
Top shagger. The two of us agreed to sleep together because both of us were too preoccupied with our studies to make room for relationships. Is that her words or yours, pal?
Have a fucking wank. I'm sorry, but that is the most complicated thing I've ever heard. Let's have sex. Also, at 19, when I was shagging at 19, I was like, I think I'm in love. I think I hate you. I don't really know what's going on. Have a wank.
Yeah, I've got a history exam in the morning, so.
There's all those dick-eating hamster porn videos you can watch now as well.
Okay, good Tanner.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Just learn a lot about you on this.
Very passionate about it.
All the people giving hate comments, why wasn't she funny? Well, you got what you wanted, right? That's a fucking weirdo. She fits right in. Despite our awkward transition from platonic to sexual, we managed to become very comfortable being intimate. Last night was supposed to be casual sex as usual. Nothing was different except the location. My friend invited me to her parents' farmhouse for the night. Her mum and dad were away. It was a long drive to the farm, but once we got there, we had a massive house in the middle of nowhere all to ourselves. First thing we did was fuck. I did my best to focus on the sex, but I was somewhat... He's got away with words, hasn't he? Jesus.
First thing we did was fuck. Oh my God.
Not even unpacked.
Not in foreplay.
Fucking hell. Heavy that. I've just had a really horrible thought that I've not put the camera. I've got PTSD from the okay. First thing we did was fuck. I did my best to focus on the sex, but I was somewhat distracted. It was night and the sounds of the animals made was...
Got me off.
It's probably you outside.
There's a hamster choking on a Malteser.
And you've got the shovel ready.
Hey, the space.
I often hang around farmhouses.
Oh, gosh. Just in case.
It was night and the sounds some of the animals made were scary. I was repeatedly asking my friend who was that. At first she thought it was hilarious. She would tell me it was a leopard or a lion. I knew she was fucking with me, but I was still like, oh, is she?
Because we're in Wales.
I know that you're lying. Oh, fucking hell. All right, Inspector Clouseau. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a mountain lion. We're in Slough. Do you know what I mean? I knew she was fucking with me, but I was still like, oh, is she? She made me go down on her. Yeah,
Made me?
Made me, yeah.
He didn't
Sounds a bit heavy, doesn't it?
He does sound 19.
She forced me.
I don't like you. Ew, vaginas.
Anyway. She made me go down on it, an obvious attempt to shut me up. It worked, but at some point I noticed it. Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? And another thing.
If someone is that difficult to be around, you've got to bury their head in your vagina to get them to shut the fuck up.
No, listen, I've been there. Some people can be really fucking annoying.
That would have been a really different episode round the round table, wouldn't it? Meryl, shut the fuck up, would you? Do you know what a teabag is?
Oh gosh. Also, I've never made anybody. I've got consent every single time. Gotta be careful now.
Yeah.
Hashtag consent. Love it. Love consent. All about it. Obsessed with it.
Obsessed with it, yeah.
Consent does it for me.
Write that down.
Yeah.
That's the name of this episode.
That'll work for all of us.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway, where was I up to?
Pussy in the face.
Pussy in the face, yeah. Forced.
Yeah. An obvious attempt to shut me up. It worked, but at some point I noticed a really big spider sitting on the wall above my bed. I fucking catapulted. When my friend realised I was reacting to the spider, she said there was no way she's going to come now. She trapped the spider inside a bowl and set it free outside. The way that thing was frantically jumping and moving inside that bowl was the stuff of nightmares. This morning, my friend called off our friends with benefits situation. She was honest, said she got the ick last night. It crushed me. The end. He was cock blocked by a spider.
The spider was trying to fuck off because it had just seen bury his face in after he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was like, I'm not fucking sticking around to watch. I'll never survive in there.
I've seen some good things in this farmhouse.
It's going to be like crawling up like James and the Giant Peach. Like, where am I? New home. Down the ovaries.
Could have been an old woman like Charlotte's Web.
I've got a lot of time for this woman, I think.
Yeah, I think she smashed it, to be fair.
I think he is just being a bit stupid.
She's got a farmhouse, do you know what I mean? Wife her up.
Yeah, there is that, yeah.
And of course there's going to be a spider in a farmhouse. I don't like spiders. I woke up with one in my mouth once. And I really
oh my, that is like the worst.
It was minging.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of spiders, but the thought of that.
I know, it's vile.
I feel like we've been over this, but I'm absolutely terrified of spiders.
I can't, I can't
genuinely, like...
Is that what woke you up then?
Yeah, I was like, well, I thought I had a hair in my mouth and I pulled it out and it was a massive spider. Yeah, like,
I do think that, like, if you are afraid of spiders, like I am, I do think it's one of the worst fears you can possibly have.
It's the legs.
Because, like... People like, if you're scared, think of all the things you can be afraid of. You know, ghost trains, you fucking shithouse. Genuinely, he's scared of ghost trains. It's fucking embarrassing.
Are you scared of ghost trains?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
The little girly ones?
Yes. Yeah.
Genuinely.
Horror films.
No, that's exactly how
horror films, roller coasters, sound. Ghost trains,
Ghost trains.
fuck right off.
Yeah.
Even the Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit one in Blackpool scared the shit out of me.
I've not heard of that one.
Were-Rabbit jumps out at the end. Spoiler alert.
That is.
If you've not been on it, pause this. Get to Pleasure Beach.
What about one of those? Interactive ones when there's people in there?
So I deliberately am doing them because I like I like the thrill of being terrified.
I like being
from it,
scared.
yeah. So I did Farmageddon. There's one based in like the north. Farmageddon's sick. I've been to like the Halloween Horror Nights in like Universal.
You mad
I
bastard,
like
you.
them. Mate, well, come on, I'm conquering fear. Let it be known that
And
Liam
Wallace
Tuffy
and
is a man
Gromit
who
are making you shit yourself.
They did. Maybe not so much now. Come at me, Wallace. Don't fucking spark your dog out.
You should do that. You should do your next pod on a ghost train just to see if it works.
Try and keep me shit together. Yeah, I'm trying to condition myself.
Like I said though, I do think it is one of the worst fears, spiders,
Yeah,
because like it's one of those ones that can just get you at any moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're scared of needles, there's no chance you're gonna walk in your bathroom and there's gonna be a needle in your bathroom.
Well, you're not from
Do you know what I mean?
Stoke-on-Trent, yeah? There's every chance. No, I know what you mean. And also, when it happens, if you're on your own, like, what do I do? I can't let it escape because then I'll think about it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I can't kill it because I'm too scared to get anywhere near it. Yeah, it's vile.
Feed
it's
it a
vile.
Malteser.
I'd pay good money to watch a spider choke on a fucking Malteser. Have you ever caught a spider in the middle of a meal?
Huh?
You ever caught a spider in the middle of a meal? Like it's got shit in its web and that.
No.
It's just freaky as fuck.
It's the legs. It's the legs.
I can't. I would cry if one was on me.
Yeah.
And I hate all the fucking like shite things that everyone says about spiders. Like, oh, they're more afraid of you than you are of it.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
like
make
it's not.
difference.
That's not true because the spiders never threw a shoe at me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The opposite's true. I'm fucking terrified. I
Yeah.
cannot be doing with it. It's fucking horrible. Makes me.
What happens?
No, I agree.
Because there's a square root of everything. Like you had a spider in your fucking mouth. It makes sense why you'd be terrified of them. Why are you scared of them?
Just the way they move.
It is the way they
And
move.
just how they look. And I am fascinated by them. We've talked about this before, though. Things that I'm scared of, like what you were saying before.
The way they move, the way they look. You sound like every fucking granddad from round here. It's racist.
Do you mind Daddy Longlegs?
I'm not thrilled about
No,
them.
they can fuck off.
I
back to their
don't-
own
I don't
country as well.
I don't mind Daddy Longlegs at all, so I think it is the legs for me.
I just.
The hairy legs.
But like I say, I'm fascinated by them. Like, I'll go to the zoo and I'll go and I'll check them out. Like some people are like, oh, I can't even possibly look at it, but I'll watch YouTube videos about spiders. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking.
I think you've got some
that's
very
good.
serious mental health issues.
You've got to
Oh, well,
face
that
your
much is true.
fears.
Yeah. I'm a stand-up comic with a podcast. I mean, state the fucking obvious. Oh, because you're all there, are you? Yeah, we saw your breakdowns.
We've not just
Fucking
talked about
come in my
that.
own bedroom, abusing me.
Oh, God.
You got any major fears, seeing as you know ours now?
Say again?
Is there anything you're proper scared of?
I am really scared of spiders, but nothing else really.
No.
I quite like being scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a thrill. It is a thrill, isn't it? I think it's important to try and like face your fears, embrace them, rather than.
And then you
try
get like the feeling of euphoria when you've done something really, really brave.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, after the crying and screaming, maybe I'd be like, yeah, I did do it, didn't I? I did, yeah. Yeah.
Fucking pathetic, the lot of us. I think we're about there. Should we start wrapping it up?
Yeah.
If you're new to the podcast, are you watching because Trevor?
Trevor?
If you're new to the podcast, are you watching because Trevor McDonald's on?
Is Trevor McDonald dead?
His career is. Oh, that was me.
My word.
Yeah.
If he
Of
is
all the
dead, you're going
things
to
we've
feel
said about
really
people on this
Wallace,
episode.
Gromit, Trevor,
Yeah.
I'll batter you all. Coming for you.
If you are new to the podcast and you're watching because Hannah's on, first of all, thanks. We really appreciate it. And we do a section at the end called Off Your Chest. We invite the guest or a listener. If you want to send something in, then we'd appreciate it. But we just ask them if you want to get. Why have I fucked this up? I do this every episode, and I fucked it up this time. It's all the pressure. Trevor McDonald. Anyway,
It's not every day you get Trevor McDonald
no, it's not.
in your old bedroom.
Hey, you don't know. So the point being, Hannah, have you got anything you want to get off your chest?
Yeah. I've recently moved out of my house in London, but I used to live with flatmates. And I lost my keys the other day, and I said to her, and I was really stressed out because I was on my way home. I was at a gig really late. I was like, I've lost my keys, and I knew she goes to bed really early because her and her boyfriend are like up at 6, going to the gym, and like, it's just we're not totally opposite.
Normal people, yeah.
Yeah,
I hate them as
and
well.
I was on the way back from a gig. I was a bit pissed, and I was like, I've lost my keys. Can you please just like leave the key outside under the mat? And she texted me back and said, what do you mean you've lost your keys? And I was like, I mean exactly what I fucking said. Because the worst thing in the world is when you tell someone something, they go, "What do you mean you did that?" And you're like, "I just fucking said it. Why are you making me go over it again?" Like, I've had a car crash. What do you mean you've had a car crash? Fuck off! Stick it up your ass! It makes me so mad. I know it's just a reaction, but my friend said that his husband had said that to him when he had a car crash, and he was like, "Honestly, I was just like, divorce. I'm done.
Yeah.
That is the most infuriating thing. I'm stressed out. You can help me, and yet you're making me say it again, or explain something that just fuck it out.
Or not even like the what do you mean? I'll just go when you say like, "Oh fucking hell, the sign fell down this morning." I said, "Yeah." No, I thought that'd be really banter. If there's loads of banter in me, is there? I thought that would be hilarious if I just said that. That'd be so fucking funny. I'm looking at you, by the way.
That's why I'm keeping quiet, because I'm pretty sure I do this to you all the time.
That's a Liverpudlian thing, though, innit? Has it? Yeah.
I'm just trying to process. I speak before I think. Yeah, I'm not a proper.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm from the outskirts, so if I say I'm
I
see.
Yeah, big beef.
My brother-in-law's from Bootle. Is that on the outskirts?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Is it?
That's also a point of contention on this podcast, but I believe it is, but others don't, but it is.
Okay.
But me and him are having beef at the minute because he thinks there's no such thing as a stupid question. And
right.
to that, I think
no, there is
a fucking idiot.
Fucking...
So shit. Like the other day, we were leaving here, right? And obviously we've got a lot of lights on, got the practicals in the back, we've got the lights here, got them ones, got loads of lights all around us, right? We were walking out that room, that door even, and the room was pitch black dark. And he went, "Have you turned all the lights off?" And he goes, "Oh, there's no such thing as a stupid question," after I reacted accordingly. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
The room's pitch black
Because
dark.
I didn't turn them off, and I'm just making sure this place isn't haunted.
But they're off!
Just making sure it was you that did it.
Every time you go somewhere, you just make it, it's not haunted. Just make sure you just everything that's in there.
He's fucking life's a ghost train.
Did you set that picture up? Did you put that camera there?
Exactly. Did you do this shit? Yeah.
Well, if we came in and you hadn't put that picture up, that would be even more weird.
Like,
the fact that you have.
Last week's episode, I went to Prague and I said something about how I nearly shit myself in the taxi on the last night. And he went, "In Prague, yeah." It's like, no, fucking Nova Scotia. The fucking subject we're talking about. What are you on about?
Way home from the airport. Details. I'm trying to build a picture.
Yeah, I mean, fair. You probably need to on the fucking podcast. That does make sense. But, it's important to ask questions, but some of them are fucking ridiculous. I've got no patience. That's the problem.
No, I haven't. My patience is wearing. I mean, I do a bit about it, but it's more line. But like when people have got words on walls in the houses, it really fucking gets on me. Yeah, but like the most annoying one is home.
No. Just a reminder, innit?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think you can't
Where
say.
the fuck am I here?
You can't say you've never gone, "Where's my fucking phone?" while you're on it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes.
Yeah, if only there was word phone written on it, that'd change everything.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't you?
Any motivational quote annoys me. Actually,
I can't lie
them.
though. I did see Beth showed me the other day that apparently, and I want to buy them for here. I think it's a B&M or Range or something like that. Are doing little LED signs that say stuff like "good vibes only." And
Fuck off. I like the ones that just say tits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bumholes. That's what I like. Good vibes only is not. No.
Before we sort of became aware of how small this room was, we wanted to get like a shelving unit in the back and we get a light box. We had a light box previously, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were going to put something stupid like different words in every episode and stuff. Yeah, I do think they're funny.
Yeah, that's good. I'd get an LED to that.
Quotes get you back up. Why them in particular?
I don't know. I just
like
fucking.
What are you
telling
me how to live my life?
Absolutely fucking stupid. Like
what is like? Live, laugh, love, Hannah.
Yeah,
live, laugh with us.
My housemate actually, I did this whole spiel about how much I fucking hated it, and this is when we first met. And I was like, I just think people are twats. I just think it's the worst fucking thing in the world. Get a bit of be a bit creative about how you're going to decorate your house. Don't be a twat.
Yeah.
And then I walked in the room and it literally had a massive sign. She was like,
yeah.
I didn't want to mention it. But,
life is what you make it.
And I was like, no, but your sign's really nice. That's different. No. You've got commas in yours. And that I didn't mean that. I think those
quotes are shite, but punctuation.
Yeah. Punctuation.
Yours is littered with angels around it, and that's really setting it off.
Yeah. It's got rainbows on. And I love that for you. I love that journey.
LGBT?
Not for me. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks very much for coming on. We really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Have you got anything you want to plug? Obviously, Ghost Tons podcast.
Ghost Tons. I'm doing a little whip tour before Edinburgh. I'm going a few different places. I've got some.
Just tell people what whip means, just in case.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a work in progress, ready for Edinburgh. It is kind of based on the Traitors, but it's not. It's kind of about how things have changed since the Traitors and what it's taught me.
My journey.
Oh my
no
God,
jokes,
she's going to
it's
do
just
that
a
classic
speech.
Edinburgh shite and
Yeah,
it not
it's
being
gonna
funny
win.
around 45 minutes in and we all cry.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got
Everybody lies to
feelings.
me.
And then
Tell
I'm
us again.
gonna win loads of awards.
Yeah. Hey, that's not like you.
No, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be good. I haven't fucking written it yet. We've sold
It'd
out.
be incredible if you had. It's January.
I know. Yeah. Well, we've sold out a few venues.
Sick.
And then we're doing Stoke, hopefully Liverpool, and we're gonna get one in Manchester. So
Great.
keep an eye on Instagram.
Yeah, good stuff. If you send it over as well when you've got the links and
I
stuff,
will
we'll
do,
retweet them
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff.
Lovely, thank you.
Give us 3 things that you hate.
Avocados. They're bullshit.
Blasphemy.
I'm not southern honest.
Do you like avocados?
Yeah, I mean, Mrs. is vegan. They've been
Oh,
forced
they're
on me.
fucking horrible. Anyway, I can't count. Pizza crust without cheese in. I think that's mad.
It's a female.
And shower sex.
Yeah, I backed that.
Yeah, shower sex is the
Water
worst.
is not good lube.
Do you know what? I also do a bit about this, but like I said earlier, I'm overconfident. I am too confident. I think I'm dead attractive. I think I'm beautiful. I think I've got a great personality. Wet and naked, I look like a sumo wrestler. And it's self-awareness. It's self-awareness. That's what's different. And I'll never fucking do it. Never. I did it once and my hair was up a little bit like this. Then I caught myself in the mirror. I was like, oh my God. I have to leave. I have to get off the planet.
Just walk straight out the gym.
Bye forever, Pure Gym.